to go. After sleeping on the floor, I go and slipping out the door.
Longing. So you may be wondering, I'm stuck with it in my mouth. You're just going to have to deal with it. You may be wondering why I have bicarbonate of soda in a cup and what that has to do with my very alive sheep. So, if you can see with this sheep, who's still got treacle all over her mouth, she really doesn't like me. She is dribbling a lot. Blah, 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 blah. So the saliva that she is losing in her tongue and her mouth, because when they get listeria, they lose control of the tongue and the lips, and they end up dribbling a lot. So the saliva is an alkali, and then they lose all this. So then it sends their body into like an acidosis. So when it sends the sheep acidic, you can see now here, if I show you, and you can see yesterday as well. Can you see how she's panting? Hold on, that wasn't a very good video. Can you see how she's panting? She's trying to get some of that CO2. So that's why she's, get hold of it. Yeah, that kind of thing. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I've mixed 2 teaspoons of bicarb in this little glass here. And I'm going to syringe it in a glycol, propylene glycol, and which is just, it's sugar basically, for twin lamb. This is for. So it's sugar basically for twin lamb, this, and I'm going to syringe it into it at the same time as this, and hope for the best. She's now on the same antibiotics, but she's not on double dose. She's on just once a day, where she was on 4 times a dose. So to get on top of this listeria, so the antibiotics, they need to be so high in concentration to be able to overtake that bacteria. So that's why she was on 4 times a day. Now she is on a double dose once a day. And I'll still give her some Maloxidil in case she's in any pain. But actually, I'm so surprised she's still alive. You might be as well. So, do you know what? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We do all we can. I'm so mean. She does look better though, doesn't she? She does look better. Or is that just wishful thinking? I don't know. So this is some of the wood that we chopped up yesterday. And this is how we light the boiler. For those of you who haven't seen it, it is desperately boring. If you don't want to watch this and you find it desperately boring, please fast forward by approximately maybe 70, 80 seconds. That was exciting, wasn't it? So this afternoon we are scanning the cows. Pregnancy scanning the cows, PD in the cows, whatever you want to call it. Just chilling. She is not nearly panting as much as what she was. And she's holding her head up. She's not swaying to one side. I'm still not holding out hope. Don't get any ideas. But still. Glimmer. Tiny glimmer. So I find this a really important conversation, actually. So last night, Ollie sent a message to a group chat they're on saying to Becca, congratulations on BBC Breakfast, Becca. And I was like, oh, Becca was on BBC Breakfast. So I went and had a look. And it was her and Lizzie. If you don't know them, Becca Wilson or Becca Farms on YouTube, and her friend. So they went on talking about the Mind Your Head campaign, Mind Your Head Week it was. And they've done such a good job. It's about raising awareness of mental health issues in agriculture due to unique kind of pressures that we do face. And we do face, let's be honest. Let's not pretend it's all shiny and perfect, because it really isn't. And I just wanted to talk, with permission, very briefly about watching people's behaviour change. I think that's a really key indicator to how people are doing behind the scenes. So this is something really simple, and it's more of a practical explanation than a preachy one, should we say. And it's not just words. Roy used to... There's a spider there, look at that. Roy used to mark days off on the calendar. There it is. That is a massive Ferguson calendar given to us by Kaz Billington. And Roy used to mark the days off every day without fail. Like, if the pen was missing to mark the days off in the house, there'd be trouble. All letters were opened. All paperwork was sorted. All bills were paid. Everything went in cubby holes, and I can't tell you how organised he is. Seriously. We have stocks of pucker pads. Does that explain anything? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. All the month's invoices and stuff went in envelopes very neatly. Everything was perfect. Everything was laminated and stuck up on a notice board, so we know when limited grazing stops and starts. Like, the organisation, although extreme, was was incredible. Behold the desk. Behold the unmarked calendar. Now, I'm not outing Roy. Now, normally, to some people, that's nothing, and this is nothing, and this is probably tidy, and the fact that there's a calendar on the wall is a bonus, but it's each individual person on their own behaviours, and watching people's behaviour change is a really important part of keeping an eye out for people, and that's what I'm trying to highlight. I'm not just talking about Roy. Keep an eye on your friends and your family, and, you know, if their behaviour changes, there might be a reason why. And I think that's something really important to keep an eye on in a practical sense. Now, ours is very much circumstantial. I don't mean Roy's normally a tidy freak, but very organised. I mean, the downfall in organisation and marking days off and silly little things like not putting cards away and, you know, just the little changes in behaviour, they are very circumstantial. We have been under a lot of pressure. We're trying to get some stewardship money back. Not through any fault of our own. Everything we've done's near enough perfect. Well, it is, it's way above perfect. But just the time it took for the money to come back, it was meaning that we were putting off paying bills. And bear in mind, this is a person who pays bills before they even land on the map. That's what he runs a ship like. So it's had a big impact. And I think by saying this, I think it would probably just illustrate a point. I just think quite often on social media, it's a lot of words. And I think to show something in a very practical, real life setting is probably more impactful than just me doing a post and saying, you know, mental health matters, you know, it's okay to not be okay, or whatever the hell people put. So obviously our rural payments stewardship thingy is completely sorted out. It's fine, and it's just getting back on top. But the last couple of months have been hellish, to be honest. And this wasn't my idea. This was Roy's idea to tell you this. Are you going to mark your day off the calendar? I'll get you a fresh Sharpie pen. Oh, now there's an offer you can't refuse. Oh my God, Anna's tidied the kitchen. Everyone say well done to Anna. Well done, Anna. So I'm putting a roast in. I know it's compulsory that I tell you what I'm eating. Don't know how this has become the thing to do. Anyway, this is one of our own pigs. But it's nice looking meat. Nice. So we're gonna do a sheep taste test. So those bales there that they're on now, they were second cut haylage, Nearly hay. But obviously you didn't want to leave them as hay because they're a bit of a fire risk, so they were wrapped. They were probably wrapped a day later than they should be, just to retain a bit of moisture. Anyway, the sheep don't seem to be noshing on it quite as much. I think they're a bit dry. So these here are like perfect bales that we had to bale at, I've talked about before, because there was some stones in the field and we didn't want to put the forage around, so they are a lot more moist. They're a lot more moist, I love that word. So the other day, in with the dairy calves, they actually have a sheep feeder in with them, and one of them did get its head stuck. So we're going to take this perfect opportunity to swap over big feeder there in there and take the sheep one in here and stick a bale in each and see which one they like better. Anyone remember Sayeta, my first ever sheep? that fat ass there. Like, I know very few of them get past to stay forever. That there has passed to stay forever. Oh, and Cloud, obviously, we couldn't affect. So even though they've got hay already, they're all... This just shows how unbelievably dry it is for the middle of February to be driving a bobcat in the middle of a field. It's like it's calling to me. No, they've escaped on us. I don't think that's pork. I think that's lamb. I think Roy's got a different joint out. I definitely think it smells like lamb though. So yeah, things like this. They live in the pantry. It's not good. It's not good. One of the balls hasn't worked at all. At all. First of all, look at this naughty cow who thinks she can open the gate with her nose. She sticks it in and tries to push it across. So have any of you been watching Jeremy Clarkson? The other day he scanned some cows' pregnancy, he tested them. This is the same thing. John here sticks his hand in the back passage of the cow. That is its bottom, not its floof. And he puts a scanner in his hand, runs it along the top of the uterus, and then you can see an image of whether or not it is in calf in the little goggles that are on top of his head. Like, you know, before when I was talking about like mental health and agriculture and this, that and the other. No wonder, like, we have issues. Like, seriously. Oh, what a day. So, scanning was, I won't lie to you, one of the balls hasn't worked at all. Not a single calf. So, that's a disaster. Can't swear on YouTube. It's lamb, by the way.
It's lamb.
It's
by
lamb.
the way.
I knew it was lamb. I knew it was. Get the mint sauce out.
Please, can't you forgive me?